Hi sellers, my name is Maddie and I am Shared Studios art director. Today we will walk through 3 of the most common mistakes sellers make when uploading their A+ content on Amazon. So let's get started. The first thing that you need to know, and this is pre-uploading, is that if you use the wrong language, then Amazon will reject your A+ content. I will give you some tips and I will give you some examples of how you can use the right language so your piece doesn't get rejected. The first thing is that claims and awards are not allowed. What does this mean? That if your product has won competitions, awards, etc., you cannot use that on your A+ content unless you have some sort of support or certification, codes, or links to the competition that you've won, so people and Amazon, like the evaluators, can check that what you're saying is legit and that it is true. Then we have certification, environmental, and satisfaction claims. What does this mean? It means that if your product is eco-friendly, won't damage the nature, etc., you cannot put it out there again unless you have a claim, certification number, evaluation number that supports the information you're giving. As for customer reviews, we have customers that love to put one of the reviews of their listing on the A+ content. The thing is that Amazon doesn't really like you doing this because you could have just altered it. You could have just written a review that benefits your product or that looks good to you yourself. So what we do is that we go to the reviews, we check the best ones, the ones that talk about the product the most and the best, of course, and then we convert them into features of the product as such. So instead of saying, hey, this product changed my life, I love it so much, it's so good for my skin, etc., and that's just an example, we say this product will help benefit your skin, will help it feel relieved, that sort of thing. So we don't cross the line of the text that Amazon doesn't want you to put out there, but still benefiting your A+ content, complementing your image, and ultimately helping your sales and your traffic. Then we have disease and health issue preventions. What does this mean? It means that you cannot state that your product will 100% solve an issue related to diseases or health. What does this mean? If you have the flu, or if your product is supposed to help you feel better because of the flu, you cannot put it out there. Like, it won't solve the flu, but it can help relieve the symptoms that a flu can give you. So that's very important. Again, there's a gray area there that you need to be very careful about because Amazon will approve some sayings, but not all of them. And the last one would be call to actions, discounts, and offers. You cannot make statements such as, if you buy now, you will have a discount. If you buy now, or put it in your cart now, shop now, that sort of thing. You cannot use that language because, again, Amazon will reject it. Moving on to the next one, we have exporting in the wrong size and format, which ultimately results in blurriness. This is a problem that we had when we first started working on Amazon A+ content. What happens? It happens that Amazon gives you a smallest size you can work with. And sellers think that because you use the smallest size, it won't make the page load any slower, but rather it will make it load faster. But however, you have to think the same way you think about listing images. When it comes to listing images, you have to work on the biggest size allowed. Why? Because when people zoom in, the image won't break, it won't look in bad quality, it won't look blurry. So the same principle applies to A+ content. What does this mean? It means that if you're allowed to use 10,000 pixels, like that's the limit of the size of the image, then you should definitely get very close to that. So once it's in the page, in the listing, it doesn't lose any quality. So we work with 2 sizes of modules that I will show you in the next point, but this is an example of what we do with our A+ content. Apart from this, you should use PNG format. PNG format is the best format for web. Why? Because it's lossless. When you use JPEGs, this compresses your pieces, and then again, it will result in blurriness. The next is that you should use RGB mode, color mode, when it comes to the artboard that you're using. Why? Because CMYK is for printing only. RGB is for screens. Remember that screens work with pixels, and those pixels are in RGB color mode. So it's very important that you use that. And then what goes next is that you should not stick to one size only. What does this mean? You should not use all of the modules in the same size. This won't necessarily result in blurriness, but it's just a tip that I'm giving you. If you use different sizes, then you will have more space to play with the image, to play with the text, and to make a beautiful organic piece. If you want to learn more about how we do our A+ content, why we take these decisions, and how we make them look so beautiful and so effective, please watch the latest video that I made on our YouTube channel, where you will go with me through one of the A+ content pieces that we did that had the best results for our clients. So if you want to watch it, I will link it in the description of this video. Moving on, and the last point is that uploading the A+ content incorrectly can result in poor user experience. Now, what does this mean? Once we log in Amazon Seller Central, Advertising tab, A+ Content Manager, and start creating the A+ content, you will go through an enhanced product description menu in which you will have a lot of modules that you can select from to put your images out there. So the best and most effective way that we do this, again, is working with two types of modules in two sizes. We use a smaller size that, again, you can watch in my video and I'll explain better why we use the smaller one and why we use the bigger one. But here you can see a pretty clear example that this first one has less information, is more focused on the image, whereas the bigger one is more focused on the information and features of the product. So in this case, when you go to, let me go back, this enhanced branded content menu, you will have to find, and this is for our A+ content especially, by the way, because we work with these two modules specifically. When you go here, you will see, depending on the store that you're working on, different names for the modules that you need to upload our images in. So for the smaller size, we have option A and B, which are header 6 or standard image with text overlay. And then for number 2, we have option A and B, header image, and standard image header with text. Now, why does this matter and how will this help you? It will help you in a way that all of the pieces look exactly the same size, the same length, the same width, and ultimately it will make your listing look like a beautiful page that you put a lot of love into, we put a lot of love into, and it will be visually better for the user that is watching or that is looking through the description. So if you want to learn more about all of the things that we do and how we do them and why we do them and the possible results that you can get, please schedule a call with us now. Rafael, our CEO, would be more than thrilled and happy to talk to you and discuss any ideas that you may have, or just give you a pretty clear vision of what we do with the projects or what we can do for your project and what each one of our services can benefit you with when it comes to sales, traffic, PPC, and so on. So see you soon. Until the next time, bye.